Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Birney, race number 7 at Saratoga on Traverse Area. Just another grade 1 race. The beats keep on coming. It's the Ballerina for fillies and mares going 7 furlongs. 7-horse field. We got the divisional leader. The 3, Paula's Silver Lining, 2-1 for Chad Brown. Now, Michelle Nevin did a really great job with Paula's Silver Lining in 2016 from the beginning of her career. But Chad's had her now 3 times, 2 grade 1 wins, a grade 2 win, all by narrow margins. This mare wants to win, and she's the horse to beat.
She's rock solid. She's going to fight you every step of the way. The interesting thing for me, anyway, I don't know about you. I just didn't like the honorable miss. It was
really?
It was one of those things. I'm not just saying from her. I'm just saying I didn't like the race. I thought it was one of those things where Finley's Lucky Charm was out there, had everything go her way, and she dug in gamely. Don't get me wrong. You know, she really fought back. By the Moon looked like she was going to just zip by everyone at the top of the lane. She just kind of chugged along to get up there. I'm kind of the opinion that, you know what, I don't want any of them.
That's a fair assessment. I think the flip side of the coin, a lot of people would argue, you know, Finley's Lucky Charm is one of the top 3 or 4
100%,
in the country.
yeah.
She got a nice, easy lead. Paula Silver Lining had to work to beat her. By the Moon was right there.
Yep.
But I understand what you're saying. You know, sort of like blanket finishes.
Yeah.
A lot of times on
Doesn't do
dirt.
anything for
What are
me.
the chances that there were 3 superior performances? Right. Paula Silver Lining, the horse to beat. As we take a look from the Timeform U.S. pace projector, going to be up close to a pace that could favor horses on the lead. It's a good move for By the Moon. By the Moon, good effort in a Bed of Roses, 2 starts back at the 7. Honorable miss last time. Do you think maybe of the 3 in there, if you're going to take one, is this one?
Maybe, but I kind of feel like I got burned by her last time too. I think if I'm going to take one, it is probably Paula Silver Lining, just because I know she's going to go with it. I'm going to be stunned if By the Moon's on the lead.
Really? Who do you think's going to be on the lead?
I think Karina Mia's got to go.
Okay.
By the Moon is forward. She's not usually one that bursts out to the front. I mean, keep in mind, Paula Silver Lining was ahead of By the Moon in the most recent start when they went heads up. I would just be stunned if the 4 is on the lead.
I agree with you. I think that the 4 By the Moon is more comfortable stalking.
Yeah.
I think that the 3 Paula Silver Lining is probably going to be where she is in the pace projector. She's very comfortable stalking. The one I think is going to be on the lead is the number 2.
Yeah.
That is Curlin's Approval, a horse that only worked in 33 and change the other day for Happy Alter. If you're not familiar with Happy Alter, who owns Curlin's Approval and is now the trainer of record. He trained some very good horses back in the day. Jolie's Halo, I think, won the Don Handicap in the mid-90s, one of the better handicap horses around. Curlin's Approval looked really good in the Princess Rooney last time out. I mean, 104 Beyer speed figure. This horse can step, a multiple graded stakes winner. And if she's the one on the lead in that scenario, boy, I think you got to upgrade her chances at a fair number.
I think it's very likely that she is the one. I mean, look, if you blow out in 33,
you got to go.
Well, yeah, what are you doing? You're not going to be sitting. I think she's going to go. She has a nice aggressive rider in Luis Saez. He's not going to wait for anything kind of ridiculous to happen. He's going to take it to the other fillies and mares. I think she goes. I think Paula Silver Lining sits just off. I think By the Moon sits just off that. And we'll find out. I mean, Curlin's Approval, if you believe the Princess Rooney and she's back to her good self, she's going to be tough in here.
Distinct is a horse you've liked. I think you cashed on her in the inside information at a big price, 2 starts back at 11-1. She then ran just fine behind Curlin's Approval last time out. She went to public auction after that race, sold for a pretty penny. Now in the hands of Todd Pletcher. She's 8-1 on the line with a good tactical gear. I think Johnny Velasquez is going to let the pace go, though, this time.
And that's the thing, though. You know, he's going to need the pace to kind of heat up a little bit, because I think otherwise she's going to come with her run at the end. Todd said nothing but good things about her since he's gotten her. I just wonder, boy, is she going to be one of those that may be a little bit up against it?
Bird at the Wire was beaten 2 lengths in this race last year. She won the Grade 1 La Brea in 2015. She gets blinkers on yet again for trainer Tommy Proctor. Now, I think she was compromised a little bit by the lack of pace last time out in the Shine again, and she tried to make a middle move, but she's backed out of there willingly, and she hasn't won a race since the La Brea of 2015. I wonder at the age of 5 if she has the form to beat these horses.
Yeah, I agree. She's going to need to dial up one of her best races to win this race, and right now, based on the form that she's shown recently, I just don't see it coming.
Karina Mia looked good in her first start for Chad, showing that tactical speed. I think we've always liked her at these slightly shorter distances.
Right.
I mean, you understand why Bill Mott tried to run her against Songbird in some of those races, because that's where the money is. Last time out, she'd be going for broke. Who's going to try Songbird a little bit later on in the personal ensign. It was a game performance. It was a nice ride from Javier. And if you believe, second off the left, forward move, she's really dangerous.
You know, the thing about Karina Mia is, so I kind of take the approach that I don't like the honorable miss, or I don't love it. And I didn't love the Shine again. The fact that she dug in, I understand it was a good effort, but I kind of believe what you had brought up going back to last year, that, you know what, when Songbird cracked her, that she cracked her and that she's just not quite the same. And I know she's going to get bet with these connections. I would use her defensively underneath only.
We're going to look for a little bit of a price in the Grade 1 Ballerina. Let's take a look at our top selections in this race. Let's talk about the New York bred Highway Star. We've mentioned it many times. We like these turnbacks and these elongated sprints. It's a move that's worked very well for Highway Star in the past.
100%. And if you go through and look at her career, now I've always been a bit of a fanboy of this horse. She's not one of the most visually impressive horses. And guess what? If she runs well Saturday, it's not going to look great because she's going to be all out and she's just going to kind of trudge along. She has never won going 2 turns. She has one loss now going 1 turn, and that happened to be last time out in the Ogden Phipps.
Yeah,
she ran into Songbird and paid up subscriber. The other thing to keep in mind about the Ogden Phipps, there have been 5 next out winners out of that race with buyers of 92, 91, 92, 88, 71. She has a little bit of tactical speed where she doesn't have to come from last. I think she can be 2 or 3 lengths off of it. The outside post doesn't bother me. She's won off the bench in the past. She's going to get completely dismissed in the wagering. I think she's 10 to 1 on the line. I think she's going to be pretty darn close to it. For me, this race in any sort of multis, most of my weight is on the 2, Curlin's Approval, and the 7 Highway Star. I want to try to beat the more known commodities.
I want Louis Saez to put the pedal to the metal coming out of the gate with Curlin's Approval, establish the front and try to back down the pace, because when you give this horse a nice easy trip like last time in the Princess Rooney where she was prompting on the outside, took over, she runs close to that 104 buyer speed figure. She's going to win, and she's 4 to 1 on the morning line. Matt's going 7, 2, 3, and 4. I like Curlin's Approval. Got to use a little bit of Paula Silver lining, maybe for a long shot underneath the 1 bird at the wire. Can get a piece of this with the blinkers on for Tommy Proctor. Race number 7 at Saratoga kicks off the pick 6 on Travers Saturday and has approximate post of 2:59 Eastern. Good luck.